That is the sound of a distracted, divided, and dead American until they hear. Battle for Freedom, triggering change, one heartbeat at a time. Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Watson Prunier from Battle for Freedom and Mojo Fiber Radio, and I'm glad that you are here. You are with me as we get through another week, another day of drama, craziness, and more. I'm your host, Watson Prunier from Battle for Freedom and Mojo Fiber Radio. My website's battle4freedom.com. Please do me a favor, go there, share this out with as many people as you possibly can. Battle4freedom.com, but I also want you to go to mojo50.com. Why? Because if you went to mojo50.com and you were looking at the schedule, you'd find out that Room 13 with Raquel Lee and Eric Miller were on just before this program. This is just one of the many shows that you can hear if you go to mojo50.com, sign up, you won't get spammed, and share it out with as many people as you can. And again, my website, battle4freedom.com. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to continue to just share this out with as many people as you can, because of the fact that I'm just going to give you a perspective. I'm going to say the things that people don't want to hear. And if you want to interact, you can do this. You can go to mojo50.com right now. Facebook.com/Mojo50 Radio. And from there, you can share this out with as many people as you want to. I see Heidi and Linda and Lisa and Amy, Josh and Jill, Carolyn, Curtis, and Kathy. They've joined. If they are going to leave comments, you can leave comments too, because I'm certain that a lot of people will probably be downright offended with what I have to say today as we sit here talking about this whole idea of the state of senile, the state of senile, racism findings and truth blindings. But as you suffer from the truth being shoved down your throat and reality being presented in your face, maybe you might need yourself some kind of biofeedback therapy, and we offer that to you as one of our sponsors, New Life Holistic. Take a listen now. Does your mind seem like it often shuts down before it even starts? Sounds like you need to detox to improve your health in body, mind, and spirit. I'd like to tell you about New Life Holistic. It is an amazing therapy process that uses neurofeedback and biofeedback for many issues that ails everyone. New Life's method and approach to health, balance, energy, and vitality is what sets it apart from anything you have experienced ever before. Call 1-833-4-BIO-LIFE and tell them Watson from Battle for Freedom has sent you. One more thing, give them the code MOJO50 and save $50 off of your first session. The consult is free. New Life Holistic. New Life Holistic, share that out with as many people as you possibly can. And not only that, when you sit here, I also want you to consider American Pride Roasters Coffee, the official coffee of Mojo 50 Radio. They even have a blend named after me. And there's a whole wide variety of other blends, not that stuff that you drive up to that just sounds like someone poured something out of their car engine, and put it into a cup and slapped a pretty picture on it. No, you want quality coffee, and it's a lot better than that drive-up madness. Get American Pride Roasters Coffee. Tell them that Watson from Battle for Freedom sent you. So today, here we are, another cop shooting, and people are protesting. Right now, people are so angry. They are so eager. They're so eager to make their voices heard because of the fact that they have nothing else to stand on. And I remember one of my favorite theologians, Francis Schaeffer, said, they have their feet firmly planted in midair. This whole argument right now of police brutality and police shootings and systemic racism and attacking black people because of the fact that it's racism and everything like that, and blacks being disproportionately killed by police officers is nothing but what Francis Schaeffer says on the facts. What people state, their feet are firmly planted in midair. In other words, there is no substance, there is no foundation, there is nothing that has validity into the message that they're pushing. So when we present you the facts, people are denying the facts. The facts are skewed. The facts are skewed. I want to go with the latest shooting, and this is the one that really gets me. And I have to thank my a friend of just not only myself but Ron Phillips, part of the Daily Mojo with Brad Staggs. Gene Biardelli had shared something from Andy No, and I really appreciate this because here is a statement from the mother, the foster mother of the latest child who was killed by the police, saying she promoted peace. She promoted peace. Yet there's a picture of the woman, the 16-year-old lunging at the other two women with a knife that can kill them. And the police, the rookie cop, made the right decision. Because what is he going to do? Oh, sit there. Hey, young lady, let's have a conversation. Let's put the knife down. I'm sorry. The fact that the police were called means that people had spent enough time asking her to put the knife down, and she refused to comply. But all of a sudden, it's now the police's fault. Even when this thing was taking place, you even heard one of the black guys standing 5 feet away. Dude, what are you doing? She's just a little girl. Well, if she's just a little girl, Negro, why didn't you step in and do something instead of calling the police? This is one of my friends asked this poignant question. I need to share this with you. He asked this, one of my buddies, he's asked this question this morning. So I see they resurrected old Al Sharpton, but my question is, if you're so afraid of the police, why do they call them? Why do they call him? If you're so afraid of the police, if the police are so horrific to the black community, why do you keep calling them out? If the police are targeting the black community and looking for every opportunity to shoot black folk, why do you keep calling them? Huh? Are you just crack addict? Are you just death addicts? That you just want to be death by cops so that you can constantly be victims? I'm sorry, I'm raising my voice, and I'm trying to make sense of this. Because there is this language that the police are trying to kill black folk, but black folk keep calling the police. When I say this is not a state of denial with all the facts in, it's a state of senile. Let's go with this. Merriam-Webster's definition of senility, or being senile, of relating to, exhibiting, or characteristics of old age, exhibiting loss of cognitive abilities such as memory associated with old age. But you know what? I don't think that's a good enough one, because we're not going to say that black people are old, although they say that black don't crack, no matter how old you are. I want to go to this whole idea of approaching the end of a geologic cycle of erosion. Oh, baby. That is it right there. We have a winner. Approaching the end of a geologic cycle of erosion. That's exactly where we are with the black community. The cycle of erosion, of common sense, of integrity, of transparency. We're nearing the end of that cycle of erosion, of character. The very character that Martin Luther King wanted people to be judged by, you sit here and you flip on the script the very thing that he fought and he died for. Because you've moved beyond character, because guess what? You make it so impossible that you can't, not only are you judged by your character, black folk, but you're also judged by the color of your skin. When you sit here and we look at facts after facts after facts, and this is the worst part about it, is that because black folk just want to get louder. Black folk just, if I scream louder, if I just sit there and I position myself as a person of authority that you must listen to, it's interesting. Right now, there's this thing where there's this representative, Val Demings, is being lauded as this great heroine as she shuts down white Jim Jordan. As she's sitting there, like, I was a police officer for 27 years. I was in law enforcement for 27 years. You don't know what you're talking about. Well, you know what? Hey, folks, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to go to a 2020 article written on July 11th on Politico. Politico is not a conservative newspaper or website. Politico wrote an article on July 11th of 2020 that basically shows Demings versus police. And it goes to show you that there was a period of time when she was in leadership and she did nothing to squash the incidences that took place where there was actual police brutality, police abuse, and she was a leader there. But she's saying to Jim Jordan, don't show up and be supporting the police when it's politically expedient for you. We're the ones who are sitting there voting to help the police out, but you aren't there. You aren't there to protect the police when they're attacked by the Capitol. You know what? Here's the part about it that I find is I find it very interesting that Val Demings can go out of her way to sit there and malign Jim Jordan when it comes to protecting the police on January 6th, but Val Demings was nowhere to be found when it came to protecting the police, who were the 20 or so cops that were surrounding the statue in Chicago when people wanted to when the violent Black Lives Matter and Antifa people wanted to turn around and tear down those statues. And you saw that the police were getting pelted with rocks, with bottles filled with ice, with bars, with pipes and glass, and all so many different things being thrown at them, that when the police officers are trying to squash the people's right to riot and they're getting hit with projectiles, but Val Demings is nowhere to be found. Because being black and having a louder voice is what matters, even if that voice is wrong. Let's go to one of the other hypocrites. So this woman gets busted. She makes a living organizing people to protest inequality at businesses and even at private homes without remorse. And when she gets exposed for actually stealing money from donations from Black Lives Matter to go out and start buying not just one $1.4 million piece of property, but $2 million worth of properties around the country. And you are now facing the very judgment. You're facing the very seeds of discord and evil and wickedness is upon you. And now you're hiding behind your security. Don't come get me. Leave me alone. Don't do anything to me. How is it that we are constantly ignoring the evil in our own community, and we're fighting as best as we possibly can to make everyone see the other evil? Are there good things that happen in the Black community? Oh, most definitely. But but to sit here and be angry that wait, don't talk about the evil in the Black community, because that's not all that happens. But because there's good things that happens in the Black community. But we spend every waking freaking moment talking about white people doing wrong things, cops doing wrong things to Black people. But we don't want to talk about the cops doing the good things. So if we can't talk about the bad things happening by Black people in the Black community, we have no freaking right to talk about the bad things happening to Black people and by cops. Be consistent, for crying out loud. Be consistent. Holy cow. This is senility. Because we have literally, common sense has eroded away from Black folk. And not just even Black folk. Because right now you've got corporate America. George Floyd. Let's support him. Breonna Taylor. Let's speak up for them. We won't speak up for the Black children aborted in Planned Parenthood. We won't even speak up for the black people who are shot and killed by other black people. That happens at a rate 19 times more than it does. No, not 19 times more. Statistically, it happens a whole lot more, near 95, 100% more times than you have when a black person is shot by a cop. We won't talk about that, corporate America, but we will teach you to be less white and more accepting of black violence, black strife, and the black struggle. Yes, you're doing this right now. You're doing this right now, corporate America, because you know what? Black folk burning your businesses down. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real, because the people who are burning stuff, who burning the United States, are black folk and Antifa. Getting too old for this. Like Danny Glover and his all, just not the person, but the character in Lethal Weapon, because the person outside of Lethal Weapon is nothing but another hypocrite sold out on the message that black folk are targets of racism, but don't want to speak up when black folk are killing black folk. Hey, come on, let's here's an article from a Harvard. I want to show you. Bruce Raba. This is an article from a Harvard person giving a story. I want to focus on this thing where they're sitting here talking about black on black crime, right? But in the middle of this thing, it basically says the term black on black violence, while statistically correct. The term black on black violence, while statistically correct, is a simplistic and emotionally charged definition of urban violence that can be problematic when used by political commentators. But see, here's the thing about it, though, is if the statistical data of black on black crime can't be used in politics, then the statistical data of police on black violence can't be shown either. And the statistical data of racism, slavery, Jim Crow, hatred towards blacks by whites cannot be given in a political matter. Because what do you have? The Democrat Party's full platform is on showing statistical hate against minorities, against gays, against the LGBT, against the Hispanics, against immigrants, against everyone. See, the thing about it is that when we sit here and we say that we can't use it for politics here, but we can use other things for politics there, that is when we're doing racism findings and truth blindings. This here is the state of Senile. You're in the state of Senile that you don't want to hear the truth. We distort the truth. We distort the reality. And so what happens is when protesters are ready to sit here and get crazy about, oh my goodness, there it is. Once again, we're being shot. We're being killed. Stop calling the police. I'll fix your problem. Stop calling the police. Don't you dare dial 911. Fix the problem yourself. Fix the problem yourself. Oh, I shared the other day a white woman who was sad that she called the police on the black boy who was beating her daughter. So it was a white woman, looked like her daughter was mixed. Her daughter was dating a black kid, and the black kid was beating up their daughter. She's got marks on her face. But we're so used to our black boys beating our black girls, beating our black people, and then turning a deaf eye to it, that we have literally, I think maybe black folk got too many punches to the head. Maybe we got too many punches to the head that we can't. And you know what? And if it's not enough, if it's not enough punches to the head, Go check this out. Mother, 52, shot in the head by a 30-year-old ex-girlfriend. So this woman, 52 years old, had kids. She's seen walking into a store, a black woman walking into a store, and her girlfriend, her former lover. See, because it ain't just straight people who killing, but we don't want to talk about that. We don't want to talk about that. See, this isn't going to, because it wasn't a mass murder. It was only one person shot. We don't have to go there. But it shows the woman, the black woman, going up to another black woman and going gack, gack in the head on tape, but it won't get any coverage because we so focused on trips. We so focused on trips. And then we sit here, understand this. When we point out to you the hypocrisy of the black community and you get angry, when we point out to you the hypocrisy it's not even just hypocrisy, it's downright deceptive. It's downright lies. It's downright evil, wicked, unrepentant, damnable behavior to sit here and remain silent to the black on black crime happening. Let's go to some of these pictures. Let me go. I think this is 2013. Check this out. In 2013, of the homicides that were committed, check this out here. This is amazing. Of the 2,491 deaths by black people, or of black victims, 2,245 of them were black. So hold on a second. I'm going to sit here and pull out my handy dandy calculator, and I'm going to do a little math here, just to make certain I'm getting this right. 2,245 divided by 2,491. That right there is 91. That means it's 90%. 0.901244801284625. Okay? But that's not all. Let's go here to 2016. So 2016, the number of black people killed by black people. Okay, so of the 2,870 murders, we actually have 2,570 black people who were associated with killing black people. So let's pull out the calculator. 2570, division sign, 2870. That number is 89.54703832752 rounded up, and the number comes out to what? What did I say the other day? What did I continue to cite and give you the numbers on? 9 out of 10 black people are responsible for the death of black. Watson, look at the statistics on the issue of white people killing white people, because that's okay. Let's go there. Let's go with it. Let's go back to the 2013 first. Let's do this. Let's be fair. We're going to be fair here. I want to. You know what? We'll do this because I feel like we're about to come to a break here. No, we have enough time. I'm going to do at least 2013. So I'm going to pull out my handy dandy calculator. Calculator's over there. Put it over to this screen so I can see what's going on. So white people in 2013, the number was 3,005, and 2,509 of them were responsible. So 2,509 divided by 3,005. That's 83%. That's 83%. That's 7% lower than black folks. So that's interesting that white folk have a 7% chance less of killing their own people than black folk. But do those numbers really matter? Or actually the issue that y'all lying about what's really killing black folk and you don't want to be real? I'm your host, Watson Prunier from Battle4Freedom. Let's go to a break and I'll talk to you on the flip side.
And now, homeschooling with Watson.
Okay, now it's time to quiet down.
Daddy's in the backyard. He left his phone now.
Time for class.
Aww.
Simmer down.
Okay, Daddy.
Okay, so let's get into the lesson.
Daddy,
Yes, sweetie?
why aren't you playing those funny songs on your break anymore? Awkward.
Because those commie Nazis of big tech have nothing better to do than harass people like me?
Whoa. Triggered.
Yes, Olive. What do you want to ask me?
What's a commie Nazi? Triggered.
It's when the totalitarians of the Progressive Democrat Party are aggressively destroying our country.
Did you have too much American Pride Roasters coffee, Daddy? Daddy?
Yes, sweetie.
What's a totalitarian? What's a totalitarian?
It's power-hungry people making really bad rules that they will not follow themselves.
Isn't that what you tell us happens with big government?
Yes! Exactly! You make me want to cry.
Aww. We love you, Daddy. We love you, Daddy.
I love you too. Now, where were we?
Government back. God good. Amen. Hallelujah.
I love being a dad. Oh, welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, Watson Prunier from Battle4Freedom on Mojo 50 Radio, and I appreciate every last one of you for listening. And I'm really troubled where we are when statistical data only works when it's for our cause, but it's not correct. I have a friend who disagrees with me on the factual data that I'm sharing with you about the whole idea of black on black crime. Even as you come here to Indianapolis and you see that, you will find out that literally most of the time, and the greater majority of the time that black people are killed, they're killed by other black people. When you go to Chicago, you see that literally when they're killed by black people. But the idea is that quality control is needed for the data that's being presented. But where was the quality control? I'm asking, where was the quality control for the rhetoric that black people are being killed at a disproportionate number by cops than other people? Because that number is just thrown out everywhere. That number is just thrown out everywhere, and we don't want to challenge that data. We don't want to challenge the data and the rhetoric that drives Black Lives Matter. We don't want quality control on that information, but we have to have quality control information on actually pointing out the hypocrisy in the black community. Are you kidding me? See, it finally hit me why people are rejecting the information. Because of the fact that we don't want to be confronted by the truth. Do you guys remember, for those of you, and Wednesdays I do Wednesday in the Word, and I was talking about 2 Samuel a few weeks back, probably more like 5 weeks back. And, they talked about, this is the life and ministry of David. I think it was chapter 11 was the moment that David decided that he doesn't want to go to war, and he's going to stand out on the balcony, and he's going to sit there and behold Bathsheba, wife of Uriah. And David decides that he wants to take Bathsheba. So David is peeping, and David starts creeping, and then David starts sleeping with someone else's wife. And then David decides, oh, dang, we didn't have birth control. We didn't have Planned Parenthood to get rid of my mess, to hide what I was doing, to hide my sin. Let's do this. We're going to turn around and we're going to kill her husband. We're going to kill the husband of the household, the man, the leader, the one who's actually doing the right thing and fighting for his country and his nation and his king. We're going to kill this Negro instead of holding the Negro who was actually responsible accountable. So then this is, I realized that I go work with me here in 2 Samuel chapter 12. So, and the Lord sent, this is so after David kills Uriah the Hittite and then takes Bathsheba, his wife, after killing him, this is what happens. Chapter 12. And the Lord sent Nathan to David. He came to him and he said to him, there were two men in a certain city, the one rich and the other poor. The rich man had very many flocks and herds, but the poor man had nothing but one little ewe lamb. Sorry. And it grew up with him and with his children. It used to eat of his morsel and drink from his cup and lie in his arms. It was like a daughter to him. Now there came a traveler to the rich man, and he was unwilling to take one of his own flock or herd to prepare for the guest who had come to him. But he took the poor man's lamb and prepared it for the man who had come to him. Then David's anger greatly kindled against the man, and he said to Nathan, as the Lord lives, the man who has done this deserves to die. And he shall restore the lamb fourfold because he did this thing and because he had no pity. Verse 7. Nathan said to David, you are the man. You the man, David. Thus says the Lord, the God of Israel, I anointed you king over Israel. I delivered you out of the hand of Saul, and I gave you your master's house and your master's wives into your arms, and gave you the house of Israel and of Judah. And if this were too little, I would have added to you as much more. Why have you despised the word of the Lord to do that which is evil in his sight? You have struck down Uriah the Hittite with the sword, and has taken his wife to be your wife, and you have killed him with the sword of the Ammonites. Now therefore, let me not stop here. Now therefore, the sword shall never depart from your house, because you have despised me and have taken the wife of Uriah the Hittite to be your wife. Right now, the black community is suffering its own violence because it has rejected God. It has rejected truth. It has rejected character, compassion, integrity, transparency. And God's going to keep letting you see your mess. God's going to keep letting you see your thuggery, your booty shaking, your gack, until you start repenting and you start turning away from your wicked ways. See, black folk don't want to be challenged with the truth because they don't want to be set free. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. But if I stay with the blinders on, if I reject the truth, if I reject the data and only work with what benefits my cause, to be vile, to be violent, to protest, to destroy, to steal, and take what doesn't belong to me, then I don't have to feel compelled to do what's right. Yeah. This is the truth. It's bigger than hood logic. It's better than hood ways. See, we got to get out of the hood and get back into the word. We got to get back into the word. It wasn't your blackness that saved you from slavery. It wasn't your blackness that gave you the right to vote. It wasn't your blackness that made you citizens. It wasn't your blackness that fought to make you equal. It was God who you forsake because you want to be black power instead of Christ power. That's the reason why the black community will never get any traction. It doesn't care. It doesn't matter how much you blind and you lie and you deceive corporate America. You ain't going to get anything as long as you keep lying about the reality of who's killing who in your community. Shame on you. This is it. Look at this. AOC is blaming racial and climate change is caused by racial injustice. To promote the Green New Deal, what is it, Rahm Emanuel? Never let a crisis go to waste. You gonna sit here and say that climate change is caused by racism? So what next? You so deluded in selling your message that you will say the most asinine things to sell your message. And I got to go back to Andy No's post here. I got to go back to this post. A knife-wielding maniac is a person who was about peace. Isn't that what Michael Brown's mother said about him? The gentle giant? The gentle giant that manhandled the man in the store 5 minutes before he starts attacking Officer Wilson? Gentle giant? You kidding me? Gentle giant with a rap sheet? Longer than the toilet paper outages we were having in 2020? Come on. See, we are so full of crap, it's coming out of our eyes and our ears and every other orifice where brain matter should exist. We keep making up excuses. We are coloring and changing the narrative of truth because we don't want to hear the truth. We don't want to hear that the reason why we're failing in our communities is because we've turned away from God and we've turned towards flesh. Black power is literally occupying churches. Black power is literally dominating families, communities, and now even our country as a message of freedom when it's been nothing but a message of bondage. Knows peace. She just promoted peace. See, here, let me help you understand something. Because you're like, well, Watson, you don't understand the struggle. Shut up. I do understand the struggle. My parents came here fleeing government corruption, government-sanctioned voodoo militias attacking people who did not do what the government said. They came here to live in Westbury, New York, where they were attacked. My mom mugged by black folk, by a black man who mugged my mother coming from the market in the evening and getting her head smashed into the train tracks by black people. But it wasn't enough for her to suffer at the hands of black people. It was me being beat down, attacked over and over again because I was one of those Haitian people who slept with monkeys and brought AIDS to the United States of America. But we don't want to talk about that. We can't talk about that because we have to be fixated on the fact that police who were called because of an incident killed black people who don't want to stop doing the incident that warranted the police being called in the first place. But let me even take it further. When my mom had a mental breakdown when I was 12 years old, and we were taken into foster care. Spent 2 years in foster care. Who am I killing? Who am I trying to stab? Who am I trying to shoot up? Nothing. Nothing. You have absolutely nothing except rhetoric from the people who've been poisoning your mind. And they look exactly like you. You know, I find this very interesting. Kobe Bryant threatens the officer who shot this young lady, "You're next." See, where are the people protesting Kobe? He takes down the tweet, but you remember, you remember how we went with the narrative that Sarah Palin targeted someone by putting crosshairs on someone? You remember how look at you promoting gun violence. Crosshairs on this person that caused her to be shot. Y'all was dead accurate on believing that Sarah Palin was promoting violence. Maxine Waters literally is promoting violence, and now I'm getting excuses made for her promoting violence. I'm done arguing. I'm done arguing. Because right now, what's being passed for intelligence is God saying, stay comfortable in your pride. Oh, what was it? You remember when they said that Donald Trump was intimidating witnesses against Brett Kavanaugh? That's what Maxine Waters just did by intimidating the jurors for the Chauvin trial. That's what LeBron James just did by intimidating and threatening the police officer who shot a crazy knife-wielding black woman. But we don't want to have that discussion. We don't want to go there because of the fact that black people only promote peace. It's only white people who do this stuff. It's only white people who do stuff like this. And God's like saying, you keep believing that. You keep up that message. You keep promoting that message that you aren't violent. And I'm going to keep showing more and more and more of the gore in your community. To the point that it's going to get to the point, we got people promoting freedom for black people, and they don't even want to look at the data that supports what's going on. I'm going to keep this big image up here so you can continue seeing this. She promotes peace while she's lunging at two other black women who would have been more statistics of the data of black people dying at the hands of black people. But don't show me that. Don't show me that. You should have just shot her in the leg. You should have just shot her in the arm. You should have talked her down. See, here it is right now. 1 John 1:10 says, if we say that we have not sinned, we make him a liar, and his word is not in us. 1 John 10 says, if we say that we have not sinned, we make him a liar, and his word is not in us. If you saying that black people are not responsible for the high rate of death in the black community, the truth, the way, the truth, and the life is not in you. Christ, God, the Holy Spirit, to reject the truth this way, so horribly, Where's God? How's God even touching you and moving us to be agents of truth? This is the reason why the message of wokeness, liberation theology, critical race theory going in white churches is so asinine, because it's not based on the truth. The liberation theology is based on hatred. It's race finding hatred that's truth blinding. Fixated. Listen, right now, finding racism in this country by the racial pimps, the racist pimps, it's like a Willy Wonka thing. People fiendishly looking for their golden ticket. Because right now, racism is the golden ticket. To get into Willy Wonka's factory, you got to find the racism. And people are listen, people are going to Walmart and getting spray paint to spray paint tickets gold just so they have a golden ticket. I don't think you heard what I said there. They are spray painting tickets gold to have a golden ticket. So in the event, in all actuality, the ticket may look gold, but the ticket is not. You still don't get it. We are manufacturing racism just for a ticket to say it still exists. Let's move away from this for a second here. I saw this. Oh yeah, Rashida Tlaib tells Muslims, "You're welcome," as the House passes this bill that repeals Trump's travel ban, this Muslim ban, right? So there's this really cool video that's out there right now by Thomas Massey. Oh, you gotta love the guy. Many of you hate him, even Republicans and conservatives hate him because he didn't let us vote for spending more money. Okay, well, either way. There's a great video out there by Congressman Thomas Massey who shows, and he has a discussion. He's like, so let's correct the narrative. Let's correct the story and the rhetoric that's going on with the race pimps and the deceptive media and the deceptive Democrats. This idea of repealing or changing or reversing what Trump had put forth is nothing but a lie. Because he's like, okay, which ban are we talking about? Which Muslim ban are we talking about? Because if you go back to 2015, before Trump, 1 year before Trump was elected, Barack Obama and Democrats put forth a bill basically restricting the travel and access. And what did they call them on it? The terrorist ban. There was a terrorism bill against Muslims by Barack Obama and Democrats in the House who voted to ban Muslims from coming into this country. And not only Muslims, but they called them terrorists. Oh, so when Donald Trump uses that language, he's xenophobic. But when Barack Obama uses the language and Democrats use the language, it's not racist. It's not xenophobic. See, we have to understand something. The truth is so distorted right now, people don't know up for now. That's the reason why I got to stay in the Word of God. The only truth that has withstood the test of time and scrutiny because of the fact that is based on inspiration from God. If you want to see the verses, go to 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 16. Go to 2 Peter chapter 1, verses 19 through 21. Where it talks about the whole idea that all scripture is God-breathed. It's been inspired by the Holy Spirit, not because everybody's just I don't care about the Bible because it's been written by men. Okay, let's stay there for a second. I'm so glad you said that. So, let's work with that argument. Let's just say, let's entertain your story here, okay? So, Bible written by men. Okay, yes, over a period of, there's over 105 authors for the Bible over a period of 1,500 years. The Bible was written by men, okay? Let's work with that. Okay, good, yes. So, you trust the Communist Manifesto. That was written by man. You trust Saul Alinsky's Rules of Chaos. That was written by man. You trust the Black Manifesto. That was written by man. You trust the Quran. That was written by man. Let's see. You trust everything that's written and even spoken by CNN, but that was written by man. You trust everything by the Democrat Party that was written against Republicans and white America. That was written by man. I'm trying to figure out, when do we stop trusting stuff written by men? Man, if we can't trust the Bible because it was written by man, then we can't trust anything written by man. Do you recognize the silliness and the foolishness of, because you are condemned by your very own words? Condemned by your very own words. But again, you can't recognize it because you're in the state of senile, approaching the end of a geologic cycle of erosion. Character, integrity, consistency, transparency, all eroded away. No wonder it's easy to manipulate black folk. No wonder it's easy to manipulate minorities. No wonder it's easy to manipulate people when our conscience centers have been eroded away. I sit here and here's another one too. I love this one here. This one is very troubling. New York elementary school condemned choosing a storybook, white police shooting black man. Elementaries, folks. Elementary school. This isn't something new. They've been manipulating the minds of our children for far too long because we don't want to put any effort into getting our children educated and helping them understand the fundamentals of life, the fundamentals of teaching, the fundamentals of reading, the fundamentals of writing, the fundamentals of addition and mathematics and everything like that. We don't want to do that, so we send them off to a school where they're pre-programmed to actually believe that they're victims. These schools are intentionally turning these young kids into violent mongrels. Oh, they sagging because their education is lagging. Their pants and their mentality, their pants and their spirits, and their pants and their confidence, and everything like that, and even their ability to reason is lagging. Are sagging because their education is lagging. And actually, parental responsibility, parental accountability is also lagging. /lacking. Fool yourselves all you want to believe this. This is not based on truth. That you keep pushing this narrative of racism. Here's one I don't have time for this one. I just don't know what to say to you. I just don't know what to say at this particular point. And I guess that God is basically saying, just share as much as you can for those who are ready to hear. For those who have an ear to hear, let them hear. But don't be like David, indignant against a crime that's taking place, not realizing that the mirror is being shown to your face to let you know that you are the true criminal. Brad Staggs and the Daily Mojo's up next, folks. This is just heartbreaking because you can't argue with the facts. The data's here. People are just turning a blind eye. The Black community, corporate America, and the world. I'm your host, Watson Prunier from Battle4Freedom on Mojo Fiber Radio. Take care. God bless. I'm out.